Hello, hello, beautiful people. Today's a great day. Welcome back for another reading. Before we get started, let's just say a prayer of intention. Take a deep breath with me now. Allow yourself to settle into this moment. Calling on the Holy Spirit, the power of the Most High, angels and spirit guides of light. I open up my crown chakra as a channel to receive messages for the collective, for whoever is tuning into this message now. Allow the message to pass through me to them so they can interpret it and receive it as it is meant to be heard by them and applied to their life and their individual circumstances. Any interfering energies be gone at this time. I surround this space in divine white light. I'm calling on Saint Michael with your sword of light to energetically sever any cords that may be trying to attach to me or interfere with this reading. Surround and protect us. Amen. Wow, that was a very specific prayer. There's a message coming through about observing methods that have come before you, whether that's ways of praying, ways of operating in the physical world, ways of managing money, ways of showing up in your family, in your friend group. Looking at the way that you operate in life and reflecting on whether that is a conscious choice of how you believe you are meant to show up in this world, or if you are just operating on, I just heard autopilot, like a robot. Every soul has incarnated here with a specific purpose. Your soul, together with the divine, chose your life path when you came down to earth. That is why you incarnated. Your specific soul, your specific consciousness chose your parents, your family, your life path. If you're not familiar with human design, go ahead and do some research on that. That's going to be very significant for someone and very, very eye-opening for someone. It's going to provide a lot of clarity around why you operate the way you do. And you may have thought that, well, that's just how I am, or why am I so different from other people, or why do I keep clashing with this particular person in my family or in my job or my place of work or my place of business. Your character traits, your personality, your personal reality was designed by your soul together with the God of your understanding. Now, I don't follow a particular religion. I'm very open-minded to spirituality, and I believe that's why Spirit communicates with me the way it does. And you can put whatever label on it you want to. But you are here with a specific purpose. And if you are meeting resistance, meaning if you do not feel in flow in your life, if you wake up dreading every day, you are not living aligned with your life path and with the path that your soul chose. So literally, imagine you're walking on a bridge or on, say you're walking down a forest path, right? And there's a clearing. And if you step off the clearing, if you step off the path, you can still walk through the forest, but you're going to get caught in bushes and brambles, and you might get scratched up. You're going to meet obstacles because your soul already cleared the path. So Spirit guides you through your life the way you're meant to operate it feels in flow. That doesn't mean there's never going to be resistance. There's always going to be resistance, right? Because of the polarity, the law of polarity, right? Everything has an equal and opposite energy to it. However, if you wake up and you hate your life, you hate your circumstances, ask yourself why. Why do I feel this way? It's because you're not living in alignment. And I'm sorry if I sound very aggressive. This is just the energy that's coming through right now, is like, you need some tough love, because it's easy to sit back and play the victim and complain about your circumstances, but you have the power to change them. And if you say immediately, no, I don't, yes, you do. It just might, it's going to take some courage maybe to realign yourself back onto the path. And that's not to throw shade on anyone in your circle, whether that's friends, family, coworkers that mean the best for you, and they're trying to guide you along the path that they think is best, because guess what? That might be the best path for them. So they have a cleared path and they're trying to pull you along and say, do things this way. Because to them that makes sense. Because to them that feels in alignment. Because to them that is the path of least resistance. Oh, and I have a call coming in. Just a second. Pay attention. Anytime there's an interruption like that, it's spirit grabbing your attention, or devil energy trying to distract you. So this is not to throw shade on how things were done before. Everyone is here living the best that they can according to what they believe is right, the right thing to do, the right path for them, which might look very different from someone else's right path. So this is why it is so important to learn how to listen to your own intuition and to recognize what intuitive nudges feel like for you specifically, because the greater part of your consciousness, like only a very small part of your consciousness incarnated into this body as your soul. The greater part of you, when you pass on, reassimilates, and whether you believe in heaven, hell, I don't know other religions, I was raised Catholic, so please share, if you're in a different religion, what you believe in the afterlife, right? Where do you believe that your soul goes? But it does reassimilate back into the greater consciousness of God, right? We are just a small piece. I read a book one time, Atman is Brahman, right? We are just Atman. We are one small piece of consciousness that is of the greater whole, of God, of the universe. We are connected to all things. That's why when you look into someone's eyes, you're seeing into the soul, the Brahman. You see a piece of yourself. And when you're judging someone, you're judging a piece of yourself. So we are not here to dictate how anyone else is to live their life. We are just here to discover the path that we're meant to be walking on. So there's, wow, clearly a strong message coming through about that. Someone needed to hear that. Thank you, Spirit. There's a haze over here. There's, I guess, Canadian wildfires, and for the past day, there's been a haze. And it's very eerie looking. Like a suffocating blanket that is clouding our ability to see clearly. The devil energy that has been coming through in the past week or so has been insane. Flies everywhere. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, like random bugs. Lots of animal activity also that I've noticed. Birds like flying in front of my car like this. Very interesting. There's shifts, there's energetic shifts going on. And just because we don't see things in the 3D. So whatever, as above, so below, right? So whatever is happening in the spiritual realm will be physically manifested in some form. And this haze that's kind of settled over this area almost has people like on edge, like, should I go out? Should I even go out? And it's like a blanket of fear, you know? Like, I don't want to breathe this. And well, yeah, you shouldn't be breathing the smoke, but from a spiritual perspective, this is the devil's attempt to try to tamper our insight and our clarity of vision. Your quality of breath is your quality of life. So devil energy is throwing everything it can. All right, first card out is the Queen of Pentacles. This is the energy that we're in right now. Oh, the devil doesn't want that. This Queen of Pentacles is like, she's holding it like a baby. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Joy. This is Mystical Joy to the World, where I just tap in and bring through channeled messages. I will use the cards to for confirmation or to ask specific questions, but rather than the traditional interpretations of the tarot, we're gonna intuitively get the messages from the cards. And this Queen of Pentacles is coming out as your overall energy right now. And it's like a baby. It's just born, and she's holding it very tenderly. And and I'm just noticing the throne upon which she sits. It's stone, and there's like a goat head, which is typically associated with like devil energy, right? And there's just dark shadows in the back of the chair, and it's almost like there's going to be devil energy and distractions and people trying to pull you off your path all throughout life, right? And you can choose to allow that to crush you like the weight of this stone, or you can choose to recognize it for what it is, and instead of fighting against a stone, which you can't, it's a stone, it's solid, like it's gonna be there. The devil's not going anywhere, right? Oh, and all of a sudden my wrist just got really itchy, like just distraction. Get out of here, devil. So rather than trying to push the stone around or push that devil away, she's owning it. She's sitting on it and rising above. Interesting. So what is this baby pentacle? It's not a baby though. She's the queen. Like, she's been through some things. She has some wisdom. She's learned how to rise above the darkness and stand on the stone. Stand on the trials and tribulations that made her the queen that she is. You know, maybe she had to chisel. There's all this ornate design in the chair, in her throne. And she may have had to chisel away through that devil energy to find her pentacle. And now she's got this pentacle, and she's looking at it and holding it with such care and such tenderness. And saying, even out of struggle, even out of darkness, and it feels like almost an immovable force, right? So if you come up against this devil energy, and sometimes it just feels like a wall, like a solid brick wall, like a stone wall. What am I going to do against this force? Now, this may just be an obstacle that you encounter in your life. This could be a financial obstacle. This could be a health issue that it seems like there's no way around. You know, people get a diagnosis. Oh, that's it. I've only got a month to live. You know, no, there's always a way. But once you accept it and learn how to work with it and chisel into the darkness a little bit, rather than trying to pretend it doesn't exist or push it out of the way, which would be really hard to do. This is a very heavy chair here. So she didn't try to do that. She didn't try to topple over the darkness or the devil energy. She dug into it and she carved it. And out of the carvings, she found something beautiful. That's your energy. So what about this baby pentacle? What is this baby pentacle that the queen is nurturing, Spirit? What do you want the collective to know? Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is movement forward, progression. Like, look how aligned all these wands are. I just heard the hard work is over. You did the hard work. You took your time and chiseled into the stone to get this pentacle. And she's only got one. She's only holding one, although she's the queen. So a queen is royalty. A queen has more than a pentacle, right? You're moving towards the rest of them. You now that you were able to, I want to use the word cultivate. You were able to cultivate gold from darkness, from immovable stone, from something that felt like a blockade. I'm going to read the Eight of Wands description here. I'm feeling called to do that. Stop it. This card represents motion through the immovable, a flight of wands through an open country, activity in undertakings, the path of such activity, swiftness as that of an express messenger, great haste, great hope, speed towards an end which promises assured felicity, that which is on the move. Also the arrows of love. Oh, love this for you. I'm so proud of you. Oh man. Now the car next to me that just parked, I see the Twin Towers. Maybe you were in the city when that happened and it felt like such a big sorrow, something that's so immovable, right? And you were able to, maybe you lost someone, and if you did, I am very sorry for your loss. That was a devastating time for our country. I remember it. I was in 6th grade. Something that feels so devastating, an immovable force, these towers that crumbled, that no one in a million years would have thought that something like that could have happened, right? But it did. And instead of crumbling, our country became stronger. And now, whatever that tower is in your life that crumbled, or that wall that felt like it was an immovable force, you're now moving. This is swift movement. You are aligned. You are aligned to bring in more pentacles. Wow. We will never forget 9/11. The Chariot. Oh my God. The Chariot is fast energy. It's the Chariot. And the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is joy. It's happiness. And it's coming in fast. And I'm just noticing behind this Chariot, you've got like castles in the background. So you will rebuild. Whatever that force was, whatever that blockade that felt like you couldn't get through it, that devil energy that was just coming up against you and trying to stop you from continuing on your path that your soul chose before you incarnated into this body, you made it. And you're going to rebuild. And you're going to rebuild fast. And what's waiting for you in these new castles is happiness. It's the 9 of Cups. It's fulfillment. It's overflowing with joy and abundance. I feel like that's it. I feel like the energy just went, okay. The final message, Spirit. What's the last thing? 10 of Swords. Ten of Swords is like betrayal. It's literally he's being stabbed in the back. Not everyone's going to be able to come with you. There are people, like I said, that they see their path. And it may be with good intention that they want to align you to what they believe is right. But their dedication to their point of view, to their perspective, to what they think is right, is going to win over their open-mindedness towards you rising above and creating movement and going maybe down a new road. And there are people that are not going to like that. And they're going to try to stop you by any means necessary. Or the devil is going to try to stop you. He may try to stop you using the people around you. This is how the devil works. Devil energy spreads lies, confusion, doubt. So that's what these swords may represent. It may not literally be someone betraying you. It could be your own mind. Oh no, I can't, that's a brick wall, or that's a stone wall, or the towers just crumbled in my life. Things are falling apart. No. Those swords are false. And if you allow the betrayal of your mind to be your truth, it will be. You have the power to as above, so below, right? So if you believe that your progress is going to be impeded by circumstances outside of you, that's a sword. If you believe there's no other way, right? You're met with this stone wall, and instead of chiseling it to find that pentacle to nourish, if you allow your perspective to be influenced by doubt or by others that don't have the same path as you, it's a betrayal of the self. So keep that in mind. The further you rise, the more devil energy will come up in the form of resistance. And maybe this requires you to forgive the betrayal, either of yourself or by others, and choose to move forward. Choose to forgive, choose to move forward. Because the 9 of Cups is waiting for you. And it's coming in fast, but you have to choose that. You can choose to stay on the ground being stabbed in the back by doubt and fear, or by others that don't want to see you rise, or you can choose to take an active role and chisel away your throne, make friends, you know, with your past, with the betrayal, with the darkness, right? We've all, this experience of life is to learn. It's to learn. That's the whole point of being a human, is to experience walking this path and navigating these things in physical form. Spirit already knows how everything's going to work out. Where's the fun in that? You know? This is the thrill of life, is learning how to navigate the dark and come back to the light. Learning the lessons that the swords teach us. And either holding on to that sword and saying, you know, no, there's no way. These are limiting beliefs. This is doubt. Or this is anger or hurt from others that have done you wrong. Well, you can keep the swords in your back, or you can take the sword out and use it to help sculpt your throne. You know, the choice is yours. That's it. That's the message for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you got what was intended for you out of this. Apply it to your situation. As always, feel free to share in the comments, subscribe, like, share the video. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another reading. Peace out, world.